Lovely to see you all. I feel like that song was put on especially for me. So I've been off for 3 weeks. So I really meant that. I'm back. I bet you've all missed me. Anyway, it's lovely to be back. It's lovely to see lots of you out there in church this evening. And of course, lots of you joining online as well. Welcome, everybody. We will welcome our lovely mediums this evening. It's the first time that Stephen Woods, welcome.
Thank you very much.
First time we've had Stephen in our church, so we're very much looking forward to it. And they're all a lovely lot, so I'm sure you'll enjoy it too. And good evening, welcome also to Jackie Edwards. Thank you, Jackie, for stepping in for us last minute. You are wonderful, thank you. So we will begin, as always, then by opening in prayer. So I will hand over to Stephen to open the service in prayer, and then we'll all say the Lord's Prayer together. All right? Thank you.
All right, please join me in prayer. Dear God, Divine Spirit, Mother and Father of all life, we thank you for the words spoken, but not always heard. We thank you for the love sent but not always felt. And we thank you for the kindness given, but not always received. We thank you for trying each and every day to guide us, help us, inspire us, to give us inspiration to support and help others when they're in need. And we know that you put people in place to help us when we're in need. And although we don't always realise it, and they don't always realise it, we get pushed to one side, they get pushed to one side. We know that you're always trying to help us, guide us and inspire us in the best way possible. Ask for healing for all those sick and suffering in the world at this present moment in time, to our animal kingdom, to our marine life, and to Mother Earth itself. I ask all this in love. Amen.
Amen.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Lovely, thank you. Right, it's that time where I light the church healing candle. If there is anyone watching online and they would like to do the same in their own homes, then please feel free to do so. And we ask, Lord, that this candle that we've lit tonight, we ask that it be a light from you to lighten our ways through difficulties and decisions. We ask that it be a fire from you to burn up our selfishnesses, our pride, and all that's impure within. We ask that it be a flame from you to warm our hearts. Teach us the love through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Lovely. Right, okay. So this is the bit where I ask all of you guys to join in and to work, if that's okay. So it's the healing part of the service. Every week there are lots of names put into our church healing book here. Lots of churches and centres keep healing books. There's lists of names all over the place of people in need. But it's also an opportunity for you, if you haven't put a name in there, just to think about those that are important to you. Might be feeling a little bit low, a little bit down, struggling. Also the world as well. We send it out to the wider world. All those countries that are struggling, maybe more than we are. So it's not just something that a trained healer can do, it's something that each and every one of us can do. Positivity is an energy that goes from our hearts out to wherever it's needed. And we talk a lot about that energy, that love and light. I feel it as the light of Christ within. We open up our heart and we send that out. And we really do believe that it is received. Not always as obvious as we'd like it to be. Perhaps someone is really struggling, they can't walk very well. You might not get home tonight and realise that they're doing a marathon, but perhaps they got a sense of comfort, a warm glow in their energy that has made them feel a little bit better tonight. But it can also work miracles. It can. I've heard lots and lots of stories where that energy transference has made massive differences. We believe that. But yeah, so if you can just really go into your quiet, turn the thoughts off in your mind if you can, and be channels for healing energy tonight, because the bigger the group that send, the more powerful that energy is. And it really can reach all the way around the world. So just take a moment to try and take some of those thoughts out of your minds. Open up your hearts, maybe focus on the word love. And perhaps think about all those known to you that you'd like to send that energy to. And I'll read the names that are in our healing book here at Thundersley, and any that have been popped online there as well. And then I'll offer a healing prayer. And that's when we'll have a minute after there just to send that energy out. And just feel it. It's subtle, but you might feel it. It gets really hot up here. Okay, so take a nice deep breath. And through our joint prayers, we place in God's care all those that we come to name and think about now, We ask for healing to surround Anita and Connor, Rachel Cooper, Wendy Maslin, Amber and Dave, St Matt's, Bill Whitrich and Celia, Theo, Mike, Emily, Eileen Gerald, Ellie Keane, Darren, Claire, Derrin, Talia, Andrea, Tanya, Linda, Anne, Lorraine, Sean, Sonia, Julie, Julie's mum and dad, Marilyn, Karen, Diana, Sophie, Charlie, Iris, Laurie, David, Caroline, Tracy, Helen, Raymond, Claire, Aaron, Mark, Louise, Joan, Veronica, Heather, Cyril, Terry, Colin, Betsy, Doreen, Nick, Mark, Lily, Martin, Billy, Peggy, Shirley, Steve, Carol and Bill, Charlie and Mark, Dennis and Mark, Chris and Gary, Kelly, Annabelle and Bobby, Alison Lay, Linda Weeks, Diane Langridge, Vic, Danny, Sarah and Pat, for all of Margaret's family, Linda Weeks and all those suffering, thank you Jenny, Charlie, Eddie, Lee, Mia's daughter, Sharon Jane, Ari and family, Craig, Jason, Christine, Betts, Caroline, George and Ken. So please join with me in healing prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask that you help each and every one of us gathered here tonight. Help us to connect with that beautiful Christ light that sits within. Help us to shine that out into the world as healing energy. So we send directly from our hearts, we ask, loving Father, that you join with us, help us to strengthen that energy and help all of those that we've just named in our healing book. And also anyone that we think of in our minds now, we ask that you surround them. Whatever their need may be, we ask that you help. We pray for healing, of course, for all of those suffering and in need tonight, and all those affected by war and conflict, all those suffering in grief and loss, and of course, all those that are hungry, cold or homeless. We ask that they find food, warmth and shelter. And please, as always, please surround our animal kingdom, the world of nature, Mother Earth. We ask that they thrive. We pray, as always, for people and countries to unite in love and in peace. That really is the only way forward. And I ask a blessing for everyone that's joining in this prayer tonight. We ask that they too receive your healing love. All of this is asked in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. So please just continue to sit, send, focus on love. And this silence will be broken by the hymn Gracious Spirit. It is in the front of your hymn books. Thank you. Lovely, good job everyone, well done. Over to Peter then for this evening's Bible reading.
Hi Stephen.
Hello.
Welcome.
Lovely to meet you.
Yeah, you too. You take care. Evening all. Lovely to see a full church again. Could you all bring your angels along? It is lovely. And welcome to those online. Tonight's reading is from Galatians, section 5. Last week, the reading was about understanding the messages embedded in the words. The subject of creation and our development is an immense subject, yet in one book, the Holy Bible. And the wording is selected to be concise, brief, and comprehensive, exact, clear, and detailed. Great scholars and learned people have carried out translation working together and have chosen wording that helps us to search and bring out the messages. I said that I find the words in the scriptures specific in helping me to consider first their depth of meaning and then the teachings. But of course, the power of the teachings is in the stories and the parables. I said at the end of the reading that the words of the last sentence were powerfully formed. It came to me in a flash that it covered all the Bible readings, some 20 plus, and placed us as material and spiritual bodies clearly in the 4 New Testaments of the Gospel. The sentence was the person with the spiritual makes judgment about all things, but such a person is not subject to merely human judgment. I could see it filling a whole book. Of course, I won't do that this evening. But the trigger was when I started to define the words of wisdom from Spirit in last week's reading. Although there are many statements guiding us in life of spirit, and we are given free will as to how we react to them, there is only one way. No ifs, no buts, just the one called love, the greatest power you can ever conceive. Every reading I have done concerned that message. If you remember wisdom of spirit and the spiritual you will see your pathway in this reading. Finally, I often wondered why the Bible gives long lists of acts of sinfulness, nature, fruits, and of spiritual love. And I believe this is because we are all on a different path of learning worldwide, and there is something special there for everyone here to learn and improve. The reading, Galatians 5:13 to 26, Life by the Spirit. You, my brothers and sisters, were called to be free, but do not use your freedom to indulge the flesh. Rather, serve one another humbly in love. For the entire law is fulfilled in keeping this one command: love your neighbour as yourself. If you bite and devour each other, watch out, or you will be destroyed by each other. So I say, walk by Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh. For the flesh desires what is contrary to the Spirit, and the Spirit is contrary to what is the flesh. They are in conflict with each other, so that you are not to do whatever you want. But if you are led by Spirit, you're not under the law. The acts of the flesh are obvious: sexual immorality, impurity, debauchery, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, discord, jealousy, fits of rage, selfish ambition, dissensions, and envy. I warn you, as I did before, that those who live like this will not inherit the kingdom of God. But the spirit of the fruit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. Those who belong to the Christ Jesus have crucified the flesh with its passions and desires. Since we live by the Spirit, let us keep in step with the Spirit. Let us not become conceited, provoking, and envying each other. The answer to all these in the reading is brotherly and sisterly love. God bless that reading. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you, Peter. So we will say goodbye to those watching online. A big, I hope that you, just before the camera goes off, I lose my words. There you go. That's on Facebook forever now. Thank you for watching, and hand you over to Jackie and Rob for a really lovely service, I'm sure. So lots of love to you, Jackie. See you in church again soon. Goodbye from everyone in church.
Oh, bless her heart. We all get tongue-tied, don't we? Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. It's a bit of a shock me being here. I was only asked yesterday, so Friday actually. So I'm really glad that I am able to join you. I do love doing this online. It's it keeps me on my toes, shall I say, because it's so much of an interesting way to reach people with messages from their loved ones. But before we do, I hope you don't mind, I've written down something today, something I suppose was placed in my mind by Spirit. A friend of mine is going through a really hard time at the moment, and it's a reading that I've written down called being underlined grief. I hope you don't mind if I share it with you. So it goes like this. One of the hardest things to cope with is the passing of someone we love. The thought of losing a loved one is unthinkable. The grief we feel is tangible and so very painful. It is a pain we hope we never have to feel. But unfortunately, it is inevitable. The two things that are guaranteed in this life is one, we are all born, and two, we all pass back to the spirit world. I know all of us have been through some of us are still going through this awful experience of grief. There never seems to be enough time to spend with our loved ones. Sometimes our lives are so busy with work and providing and caring for our families, there's barely enough time in the day for ourselves. We could spend 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with our loved ones, and this still wouldn't feel enough. There is a simpler way to ease our grief. And this is to understand that the deep painful feelings that we experience in our darkest moments is all the unexpressed love we have for them, the love we are unable to share with them when they were here on the earth plane with us. Now, I'm not suggesting that we didn't love them with all our heart and soul. We did. Every single hour of every single day. No matter how long or how fleeting they're here with us, there will never be enough time to express all the love that we have for them. We'll always hold for them within our hearts. That is why grief is so impossibly hard. It is the outpouring of all that residue love that we have for them within us. It is and will be the hardest thing we will ever do for them. But if we just do that, let the love flow over you, it will reach them back in the spirit world. I hope in a little way that helped someone or some of you that are going through any awful feelings like that at the moment. It's one way, I suppose, that my guide put things into perspective for me. Right, now back to the part of the evening where I'm sure that you are all here this evening. Now, as I always, I've got names here. I've jotted them all down, as you can see. As you come up this evening, I've jotted you all down. And as I go down and write them down, sometimes I get a little bit of a feeling that that's the person I need to speak to. And other times, that spirit's telling me to hurry up because there's a lot of emotion here. And other times it's just when they come up. But as I was writing these down this evening, I did, when I wrote down Pat Eames, I hope I've said that correctly. Pat, if you can let me know that you're here, please, and I shall let you know what I felt when I wrote your name down, please. So, Pat Eames, if you're here, please, can you please let me know that you're with us, please? Thank you. Thank you very much, Pat. As when I wrote your name down, I had a lovely gentleman that joined me. Now, he comes through with Father's love. Forgive me if it's not Father, but I know he comes through with this Father's love. So it could be your dad, it could be your father-in-law, it could be your grandfather. So can you just confirm to me whether your father is passed to spirit? And if he hasn't, I do apologise. But can you let me know, please, Pat? Whether your dad has passed to spirit, please, because I have this gentleman here, and I will try and describe him for you. He, yes, oh, thank you very much, my darling. This gentleman I've got here now. If you can just listen to this description of him, he's come through and he's got a bit of hair that goes round here, and he's quite follically challenged. I won't say the B word. He's looking at me now. Okay, he's quite follically challenged, and he would have been quite a chubby man, quite a round face. He would have worn glasses for reading because he puts glasses on, takes them off, puts them on, takes them off. So I know that he would have worn glasses. He's coming in like it's like a dark brown suit, but it looks like a wool suit, if that makes sense. It's very much like a wool suit is coming in with a wool jacket and trousers. So I know that he must have had that for quite a while. And so can you just confirm as to whether this sounds like your dad, please, Pat? And then I can connect with him, because I want to make sure who it is first, and then I can connect with him completely, please, Pat. So if you can just have a little type down as to who I've got, and if it's not your dad, can you let me know, and then I'll go back and ask him. But he did come through with this dad's love, so oh, brilliant! Thank you very much, my darling. I had a really strong feeling it was Dad, and he come through so strong. Okay. So as I connect with him, he's giving me an awful lot of love, and that's what took my breath away earlier. It's it's almost like a thump in the chest when I get that love. It's absolutely beautiful. First of all, he wants to say hello, and he's okay. And he also wants to say to you, look, Israel, I know that now. So I have a feeling that he didn't believe much about the spirit world when he was on the earth plane. I feel that he would have thought when it was very old school thinking that when you was dead, you was buried, and that was it. And as I'm rambling along, please feel free to type down, please, because it's nice to have that back and forth with you, Pat. Okay, so he does make me feel a little bit like that. So yeah, he didn't believe. I did not think he did, because that's what he's saying. He wants to say to you, it is very real. He was so excited when he opened his eyes in the spirit realm and his mum and dad were there. He was so excited because he missed them so very much. And he just wants to say, oh, you was right. So you must have told him either about spirit world or what you believed in, or the things about it. Okay, so that's one thing he wanted to come back and say, you was right. Okay, so the second thing, and I do feel he was a very animated man, because he's making me move my arms and my hands, and my head's wobbling all over the place. So please forgive me if I sort of go out of focus a little bit, because I know that the camera's lagging a little bit. Thank you very much. Okay. He wants to say to, okay, thank you very much. Can you confirm as to whether he was at your wedding, please? Because the way he's making me feel is as if he missed it. So whether it was the wedding or the wedding anniversary, I know that he didn't quite make it. So if you can just let me know, please. He was at your, okay. So do you understand why he's saying to you he's sorry that he missed it? Because it felt as if he missed a big occasion around you, and he wants to say he's sorry. He was at the wedding, okay. So can you please let me understand why he will be saying he's sorry he couldn't make it. He's sorry that he couldn't hang on, because he's making me feel as if there's something really important that he missed, and he's not given me any more than that, which is really, really naughty of him, because he should really. Okay. Another thing he wants to say to you is, oh, have you still got his hat? He's saying about his hat, and it looks very much like a trilby, what he's showing me. So can you understand his hat, please, my darling? Okay, because he wants to tell you about the hat. He keeps saying. He passed not long after. Oh, bless your heart. I'm so sorry about that, my darling. Okay, so he wasn't there for the first anniversary. So that makes sense then. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. And can you just confirm as to whether he wore a trilby, please? Because he's making me see this trilby, and it would have been like a brown and white fleck trilby, which would have gone. It was a trilby. Haven't got. Fantastic. I knew he had a trilby on. Thank you very much, my darling. Okay. Okay, so what else have you got, my sweet? Okay, he's given me September, so this month, as being really important around the family. Okay. He's also calling out October. So I know October is very important. Okay. And he's also saying about say again, please. He's also saying about April as well. April. So I know that those dates would have been very important. Okay, he's trying to give me numbers now, but it's giving them too quickly for me. Right. The first number is 74. 7 and 4. Oh, bless your heart. 7 and 4. 7 and 4. 7, 4. 7, 4. That's what he's saying. Okay. So I know that those 74 or 7 and 4 are very important. Okay. And he wants to say to you, April really passed. Oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart. Okay. 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 He's babbling on. I'm not quite hearing him because he's starting to back off a little bit. And I know that sometimes my guides sort of like pull them away a little bit because I know there's a lot of other people when I get through, and I do have a habit of rambling on. Sorry about that. Before he goes, he wants to say to you, you're my little girl and always will be. Okay, so I don't know whether that is important to you. And he also wants to say hello to your son. Okay, so I don't know whether you've got a son, but he wants to say hello. If it's not your son, it must be his son, your brother. But it did sound like your to your son, your son. Okay. So my darling, please take his love. Thank you so much for typing away for me. It really does make a difference when people do type in answers, because it makes that connection so much better, because it's like you talking. Okay. Oh, bless your heart. Okay, so really before he goes, he wants to say that he was beside you when you was giving birth to your son. That's important for him to say. Okay, so lots of love. Mwah. That's from your dad. Okay, and lots of love to you, my sweet, and thank you so much for giving me those typey things, because that does help. So please, people, if I do come to you, I'd be really grateful if you could just type in some answers, or just even a one word. It doesn't have to be a full sentence, either yes or no, not sure, or whatever it is. Okay, so please. Oh, thank you, bless you. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Oh, before I go, who's Albert, please? He's calling out Albert. So whether you can answer that, please. Okay, it's definitely gone now, because my guide has taken me to someone else now. So Fiona Rosen, if I hope I said that right, Rosen. If you can let me know that you're here, please, Fiona. Rosen. Sorry if I've said that wrong. But Fiona, if you can just type in hi or whatever you want to put in, so I know that you're here. Hello, my darling. Thank you very much. I have a lady that's joined me here. Now, this lady, she is coming through with mum's love. Deep mum's love. So it's either mum or nan. So I know it's either one of those, please. So if you can either let me know whether mum or nan, whether mum's in spirit, please. Thank you. If you can just let me know, because then I can connect with her, my darling. Okay, because it's really hard to carry on with the message if I don't really know who I'm conversing with. Okay, thank you very much, because I did feel it was mum. Now, this lady, please forgive me if I've got the lady I'm seeing. Okay, she would have had like a curly blonde hair. Whether this was when she was younger or whether she dyed it before she passed away, I don't know, but she's got curly blonde hair. She's very smartly dressed. She's got a lovely, colourful, like a flowery dress on. When she came in, she had a black coat on, but she's taken she means business now. She's taken a black coat off and she's put it down on my sofa here. And she's standing there with a handbag. She's got a black, like a paint and leather handbag, and she's standing there, and she looks like she's quite frightening, actually. She looks like she means business. So can you just confirm as to whether this is a good description of your mum, please, my darling? Okay, if you can just let me know, just put yes, no, you're totally wrong, Jackie, get a life or whatever. So please just let me know. Because as I'm linking with her, she would have been a lady who would have spoken her mind. She would have been a lady who wouldn't have pulled punches. If she had something to say, she would have said it. And I'm doing this. It's like giving both both barrels. She's going, I would have given both barrels. I'm sure she wouldn't. I'm going to have to say it. She's saying I would have knocked their teeth out. So I'm really sorry if you don't reckon. But she's making me very frightened of her, to be honest. I don't feel that she would literally, physically knocked her teeth out. But That's how she's making me feel, as if she meant something, she blooming well meant it. Okay. Now she's coming through to you tonight because she's saying, right, and she's doing this, she's rubbing her hands together, she's going, right, you, my girl, have got to get things in order. I'm waiting for her to find out what you've got to get in order. She's making me feel as if there's a lot going on around you and you're trying to hold everything together and you're trying to make sure that everyone is happy, but you're not looking after yourself. You're not happy because you're trying to control everything. You're trying to keep everyone together. And she said, to be honest, you can't do that. You've just got to let go and let them get on with it. Because if she does, if she's saying, if she doesn't let go and let them get on with it, she's going to end up having a nervous breakdown because she is a bundle of nerves. Okay, that's what she's saying. She's a bundle of nerves. So please, she's really scary. She's laughing at me now. When she smiles, she looks so lovely. But when she means business, my goodness, she is scary. So she's just saying to you, you've just got to let go. Let go of the reins. Let go of the reins. She's going. Let go of the reins. Let them get on with it because there's only so much a mum can do. She said, and you had your own way of doing things, and I couldn't say what you needed to do. You went off on your own. You sorted things out. You made your own mistakes. And because you made mistakes and found out how hard life is, you want to protect your brood, your children, your loved ones from making those mistakes. And she's saying, you can't do that, my darling. You just got to stand beside them, pick them up when they fall, and be there with a cup of tea and a tissue if things don't go right, she's saying. Okay. So she's just saying, this is why I've come through, not only for that, but just to say, I'm with you and I love you. I don't feel she would have said I love you very often when she was on the earth plane. She felt very uncomfortable letting her feelings out. I felt as if she's very much of an in control lady. But it didn't stop her feeling the love for you, my darling. Okay. So she just wants to say, I love you, and I wish I said that more often. She's saying Dad's here. So can you confirm if Dad's in spirit, please, Fiona? Actually, she wants to call you Fee. Is that correct? She used to call you Fee, please. If you could just confirm that, please. I just heard her say Fee. I'm sorry if she didn't, but can you also confirm as to whether your father's in spirit, please? She wouldn't have said I love you. No, she didn't know Mum. I didn't know Mum well, but needed to hear that. And Dad in spirit, yes, fantastic. Oh, well, not fantastic, it's in spirit, but thank you very much because Mum's just said Dad's here. So I'm just waiting for Dad to come along because I know he's there and he's being very patient, waiting for your mum to step backwards because he wouldn't get into trouble with your mum. Okay, thank you. Oh my goodness, what a total different character your dad is. Your dad is the most mellowed out, kind-hearted man, and he did say I love you a lot. So he just wants to come through and say, do you know what? Sometimes you've got to hear the harsh words, and I couldn't tell you that, so Mum had to. And I know that you didn't, as you said, you didn't know Mum well, and he's just saying that. I know you didn't know her, but when she had something to say, she said it. And Dad just wants you to say that, just wants to say to you that he is also with you, my darling, okay? Because he knows you're going through a bit of a hard time at the moment. Oh, bless him. He's such a lovely man. So take, oh, bless, okay. Take his love, my sweet. Take your mum's love as well. And just, if you can, and it's all your own free will, but to just take their words into consideration when you move forward with hanging on to the reins, my darling, okay? Lots of love from both of them. They do come through with an awful lot of love. Okay, God bless my darling. Okay. Whew, what a lot of emotion that is. Okay, so let me cross these people out. Okay, so now let me just scoot down my list. And okay, let me just see what I've got. Okay. Right, Nicola Beckett, please. Nicola Beckett, if you can let me know that you're around, please. Nicola? Nicola? I know you're around because you just had a couple of hearts down. So if you can let me know you're here, please. Nicola, if you can let me know that you're around, please, that'd be absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much. Hello, Nicola. Okay, Nicola, while I was waiting to see who I was going to link with you, I did have a younger man that's come in. And I know this, I can't quite get that relationship with him at the moment. But I do know he would have been dark-haired and he would have been quite tall and he would have been quite slim. Now, it's given me like a brother feeling, but it may just be not necessarily your brother, but if it is, that's okay. But it could also be someone who was like a brother, like a friend, like a brother. So can you please let me know, please, Nicola? Let me know whether you have a brother in spirit. If you don't have a brother in spirit, it'll be someone who was like a brother in spirit. So if you can just please let me know you had a brother in spirit. Okay, thank you. So I know you understand that. Thank you very much. Okay. Now he's coming in, and I do feel that he would have gone over quite quickly, he just wants you to know there was no suffering. That's important for him to let you know there's no suffering. I do feel he's been over there a while. That's how he makes me feel. Not saying years and years and years and years and years, but I do feel he's been over there for a couple of years. If I've got that wrong, I do apologise. But he is making me. He wants me to tell you that there was no pain. Okay. Also, he wants to say to you, do you know what? I'm really sorry that I teased you so much. So I know that he would have been someone that would have really got under your skin, and that you would have felt. Do you understand having words with him before he passed away, please? Because he's making me feel as if there was like either an argument or a disagreement or something like that before he passed away, please. If you can please let me know that, because that's the way he's making me feel. Okay. Now, he also wants to come back and apologise. Again, he said he's sorry. I know he said he's sorry that he bullied you. Not bullied, but like sort of like ribbed you and teased you. Oh, you don't understand that. Okay, you don't understand that disagreement. Okay, but he wants to come back and say to you he's sorry. So I know he's sorry about either the way that you two were together, or I know that you had a relationship. I don't feel it would have been like seeing each other every day and having a cuddle or anything like that. But I do know that brother and sister relationships can be sort of really turbulent at times. He's also saying, say that again, please, darling. Okay, he's showing me him smoking. So I don't know as to whether he used to smoke, whether there was something to do with smoking that was like a bit of an issue around him. So if you can let me know that, please, Nicola. Can you please just let me know, because it's really hard to get me to make that connection without this this communication between us both. It's that equivalent of you saying yes or no in face to face. It is really, really important for me to get that kind of feedback, please, because I can't see you. I can't see your face. I can't understand whether you're happy, sad, angry, or whatever. So all I'm just you can't take this. Okay. But you understand a brother in spirit. Can we just confirm that, please? Please, Nicola, can we confirm that you know a brother in spirit, please? Because if you can't take this, I'm going to have to ask this gentleman to step backwards, please. Because I can't change what I have. Nicola, please. Okay, so he is like a spirit brother. Okay, but I call my close friends spirit sister, spirit brother, because they're the people I choose to spend my time with. So they're sometimes with family. You may love your family because they're family, but you don't choose to spend time with them because you perhaps don't get on. But with friends, you want to spend time with them. So if he's a friend, would you understand him being a close friend, please, Nicola? Because he's coming through with that kind of brotherly protective love, if that makes sense, please. If you could let me know that, please. Otherwise, I'm going to have to move on. Because the longer you leave answering, the harder it is for me to keep this link going, I'm afraid. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Okay. So would there have been okay, my darling, come on back. Okay. He was just fading out, but I've asked him to come back, my darling. Okay. So if you can just keep up the I know it's really hard when you're having to type and think and feel and everything else and all in one. But he just wants to come back and and say to you, do you know what? I'm really sorry about whatever it was that cheesed you off. He didn't say cheesed you off. He said a word that began with P and ended with D, and with lots of letters in between that I cannot say because I'm in a church. So I do know that he feels very sorry about something that happened around you guys. Okay. He also wants to say to you, do you know what? You're right to carry on going forward. Okay. You need to just take that step forward and distance yourself from a certain situation. And you've been thinking about as to whether it's right, whether it's wrong, but he just wants you to know, because he can see it. He can see the wood for the trees. He can see the situation around you. And he would have been a kind of person to tell you as it is. And he's just saying to you, do you know what? You're right to step away from this person. Okay. Because he's saying, they wasn't doing anything but bringing you down. And you tried so very, very hard to make things right between you guys. Not this guy in spirit, the person you've distanced yourself from the earth plane. He said you've tried so hard to make the relationship or the situation work, but he said you're right to move forward. Okay, so he just wants you to know that stop worrying about have you done the right thing, because he can see everything, and he's saying you have done the right thing because it's something that it feels right, but you feel guilty about. And he said you don't need to feel guilty. Okay, and he's doing this. I don't know whether that's something he used to do. You don't need to feel guilty. That's what he said. Every word was a slap with the back of his hand. Okay, so I do know that he would have been quite sort of like adamant. Okay, thank you, my darling. So take his love, my darling. Okay, he wants to give you July for a very important month, please. July. And he also is also saying to you, he wants to give you number 19, 1 and 9, 19. So if you can take 19, please, my darling, that would be brilliant. Okay, but he is starting get really hard to hear now. He is starting to fade out and he is starting to go backwards. Okay, so God bless you, Nicola. Thank you very, very much. I'm sorry if I wasn't angry at you. I really wasn't. It sometimes to keep the message going, I do need a little bit of either yes, no, don't know, don't understand, whatever it is. Please remember, it's a two-way conversation with you and your spirit friends. You can't get just a message without you getting a little bit of input, if that makes sense to you people. Thank you very much. I've laid down the law now. Behave yourselves, okay? Thank you very much, my darling. Okay, so we've had Nicola. Okay, so where are we going now? Okay. So, Mandy Mills, I'd like to come to you, my darling. Mandy, is it Mandy Mills? Is it Mandy Mills, please? Mandy Mills, if you're here, please let me know. Mandy, hello, my darling. Thank you very much, my sweet. Okay, so I have a gentleman that's coming forward, and I do feel he's coming through with Grandad's love. As he's come forward, he said Grandad, so I know that he would have been a very straight-talking person. Can you please confirm as to whether you can take a Grandad in spirit, please, Mandy? Oh, bless you. Thank you very much, my darling. Because I know as he come through and I said your name, he went Grandad. So he had a real gruffy voice as well. Is one of these people that even if you meet in the street, he would stop and talk to you. He's very, very friendly gentleman. And I know that you two would have had quite a lovely relationship between the pair of you, okay? Okay, thank you very much. He wants to give you a red rose, my darling, just one red rose, and he said, give this to her. So I said, you can give it to him yourself. And he went, oh, that's good, isn't it? So I don't know, he's quite a chatty man, okay? Oh, bless you. So he's given you this red rose, and he said, I'm giving it back. I'm giving it back. So whether you put a red rose in his coffin, please, when you if you managed to see him before he was laid to rest, but he is giving you this red rose, okay, my darling. Okay. Okay, it's standing there, and I don't think he's got the idea of he's got to talk to me. I can't just read his mind. So, well, I can read his mind. That's where it goes. But he's not giving me anything. Okay, very, 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 such a very nice man. Okay, he's also holding his hand out backwards, and he's got a smaller lady coming in now. And I know this is, I feel it's Nan, but whether it's your Nan or whether it's his mum, I'm not 100% sure. So, oh, he put a red rose in his coffin. Oh, bless you. I'm so glad that meant something to you, my darling, because I knew it meant something to him, because it's really important that you got it back. You give it back to you. Okay. So do you understand your Nan, like his wife in spirit, your Nan? Okay. Because he's held his hand out and this lady's come forward. And she's bringing with her a nice big thick Victoria sponge cake, and it's one of those ones with the caster sugar on the top, and it's really, really thick. Okay, and I know she would have loved baking, and her cakes would have been as light as a feather and really, really nice. And there was it's making my mouth water. There's I feel it's it's homemade jam and whipped cream in the middle. So I do know that she would have loved making those. And every time she made a cake, she put a heart and soul in it. It's her way of showing you love. And it was always, as soon as you come through the door, do you want a bit of cake and a cup of tea, darling? That's what she's saying, okay? So I do know that she would have always had cake on hand, okay? They just want to come forward and say to you, do you know what? You are loved. You are loved for the person you are. Do not change for anyone or anything. So I know there's a situation that they're talking about around you that I'm not going to go into, but you know about, they know about, where you feel as if you need to be someone other than you. Okay. I'm sorry if you can't understand that, but they're just saying you need to be you from the very, very start, because it's hard to be someone else all the time. Okay. Oh, bless. Okay. So she's just saying, well, they're both just saying you're you are exactly the person you need to be. You are the special light of their life. And as they're talking, they're putting their hand on their hearts and they're saying, we love you as a special miracle girl. So I don't know whether that means anything, special miracle girl. So I don't know as to whether that means anything to you, my darling. Okay. So they just want to give you their love and just say, yeah, please don't doubt yourself. The way these people are making me know you through them is you don't need to be anyone but you, Mandy. You really don't. Because if people don't like the person you are, they can go straight back out that door. Because what you see with me is what you get. I'm exactly the same outside of this forum as I am inside. I'm as nutty as a fruitcake and as talkative as a Jack, sort of a parrot. I keep on and on. So I'm exactly the same person as I am outside of here as I am here now. Okay, so please be yourself. I spent a long, long time trying to be someone else for my ex-husband, and it didn't work because he's my ex-husband. Okay, so it just goes to show you. Oh, I'm well, they were certainly listening, my darling. Okay. That just goes to show they're always around you. Okay. Granddad's also showing me cufflinks. He's got these cufflinks between. He's going like this. So I don't know whether he used to wear cufflinks, but I know they're a silver colour and they would have had a red stone in them. Okay. So I don't know whether that's anything anything significant around you, but that he's shown me these cufflinks. So he's just showing me that he's got them. So whether he was buried with them or whether you still have them, but he is showing me these silver cufflinks with gold, with red stones in them. Okay, bless you. So God bless, my darling. Thank you. I'm not sure about those. Maybe my son's. Okay. But he is showing me these. So if you do come across them, they are square and they've got a red stone in one of the corners, but they've got it like hammered little patterns in them, like little, I don't know what they call, like the little patterns, but they do the hammer with them, like a little in the bottom bit. Embossed, that's the word I'm trying to think of. Embossed around one side, and a gold, no, why do I keep saying gold? A red stone in them, and they're silver. Okay, so if you do come across them, he was just showing them, or maybe there's something that someone's going to buy someone and they're going to show you and you're going to say, I knew that because my granddad showed me them. Okay, so that'll be a little bit of validation for you, my darling. Okay. Okay. God bless you, my darling. Okay. God bless you. And thank you so much for being you, because you are special. Okay. That's what Nan and Grandad just said. You're special. Lots of love. God bless. Oh, thank you, Sarah. That's very sweet of you. It's not me. It's totally spirit, because if it was me, I'll be able to tell you my life story. And my life story isn't as good as their life stories. Okay. So I'm running out of time. Just trying to see who else I need to go to. Okay. Wendy Porter, please. Wendy Porter. If you can please let me know whether you're with us, Wendy. I'd be very grateful. Oh, by the way, Mandy, thank you so much for typing all those messages. That made that message so much easier to give. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, Wendy. Hi. Let me see. Okay. I have a gentleman that's coming through, and he does feel like Dad. Now, forgive me if he's not Dad. That's fine. I knew what you meant. I can read mistype as well. Just 1 second. So, Wendy, would you understand Dad in spirit, please? Because I have a gentleman here. He, at the moment, excuse me, he's showing me himself around about 50, 60 years of age. And it looks like he had like sandy brown hair. And he would have been a bit wiry. Because he wore it, he looks like he wore it just coming forward, wasn't parted or anything, just forward, and that's where he's showing me. He looks very much of a like a rugged outdoorsy kind of person. He's got that kind of ruggedy look on his face. Not saying wrinkly, but he's got like a weathered face, and he's got quite round, quite broad shoulders, but his hands are massive. So I don't know whether you can understand that, please. But he is coming through with an awful lot of love for you. He's also saying he's been putting around that smell, that musty smell that Dad had when you hugged him, when you could smell him. It's like a mixture of like leather and boot polish and aftershave and all those sort of things mixed in. He's been putting that smell around you. So I don't know as to whether you understand that, please, Wendy, but that's what he's saying he is putting around you at the moment. And the reason why he's putting that, okay, no, I didn't say about being a little person. I said he's coming through as about 50 years old. Okay, I didn't say about his height. But do you understand him, your dad, having blonde, sort of like thick blonde hair that goes forward, please? And if it's not, can you understand a gentleman like that? It could be someone who was like a dad to you. It could be your granddad. It could be your father-in-law if you have one. But I do know he's coming through with Dad's love. Okay. Okay. Now. Okay. Can you understand that, please, Wendy? Before I, not blonde hair, but it could be. Okay. So that when like close family members like that, dads, uncles, granddads, and people like that who would have been very close to you in the family, they all come through with that paternal love, like that fatherly love. Okay, so I know he would have been close to you or close around the family, please. So he is making me feel as if he would have been like worked with his hands, and I do know that he would have been like a very. I don't feel he would have been overly talkative. I don't feel he would have been like a laugh and a joke, but he wouldn't have been sat down and he wouldn't have borne his heart out to you, but he would have sort of spoken to you. Do you understand that, please, Wendy? Because the feeling I'm getting is he just wants you to know that around you there's a lot of people. Oh, bless you. Thank you. There's a lot of people around you, but no one for you. If that makes sense. Because, thank you very much. He's saying that you're the kind of person that if anyone needs anything, you're straight there. You help them. Whenever you say, if you need anything, let me know. A lot of people say that, and not everyone will be there to help people. But I know that when you say something, do you need anything? Let me know. I'll be there. You'll be there. But when you want something or when you need that support, it's very Spartan around you. You've got all these people around you, but not many people who would be there for you. That makes sense. Thank you. And your uncle's just saying sometimes when these hard times or hard upsetting times come, or when there's something that brings you down and you need that helping hand from friends, it really does wheedle out the chaff from the wheat. He's saying chaff from the wheat, very old-fashioned saying, but it wheedles out the friends from the acquaintances. That's what he's saying, okay? So he's just saying, although you've had to go through a really, I'm not saying that word, really poop time, okay, he just wants you to know, at least now you know who you can rely on. And he's just saying, remember that next time someone needs help, just give the help to the people who are there for you. Obviously, being a spiritual person, I'd give the person who didn't help me help all the time. That's me. And if you feel the same, that's you. But he's just saying, he would have said, you know what, you can't help me, can't help you. And that's what he's saying. Can't help you, you can just go away. That makes sense, but he didn't say go away. Okay, what else have you got, my darling? Okay. He's also talking about like a celebration coming up. And I know that there's either like a birthday celebration, there's either a birthday celebration, a wedding anniversary, something like that. There's a celebration coming up. And he just wants you to know that he is going to be around that, because he absolutely loved a party. He loved a party because he liked a beer. And if there was free beer going, he would be there, okay? So so he just wants to say to you, do you know what? I'm going to be there with you, okay? He is also talking about feathers as well, about you finding feathers, please. And he just wants you to know that whenever you find feathers, it just means that spirit are around you and they are just bringing that love in and that support in to know, oh, it's your birthday in October. Fantastic. See, that's what he means. He's going to come in and have a drink with you. Fantastic. Okay. He just wants you to know that when the feathers fall, it's spirit around you and they're just closing ranks and letting you know that you're supported and you're loved. Okay, so it is making me feel as if you've found a couple of feathers recently when you've been feeling a little bit off colour or a little bit down, and he just wants you to know that feather was come through with a whole lot of love. Okay, so found something today. There you go. Okay, so there's a lot of validation there for you, my darling. Okay. Okay. He's also talking, I know you said your birthday's in October, but he's also talking about something else in October that is happening around you as well. So I know that there's something else happening around you as well, my darling. He is also talking about January, but I feel it's the January coming, please. Okay. So I know January is going to be very important. He also wants to say to you that... Okay, he wants to say to you that the dream catcher you was looking at the other day, he said you really should go and get one because, you know, they are pulling to you. They're pulling. They don't mean anything in particular to him, but he just knows that you're being pulled. Your family weekend in October. There you go. He knows these things. Okay, he's saying that you was looking at a lovely dream catcher, and he just wants you to know that, you know, if you want something, just buy it, because you can not buy it and then think about, I wish I bought it, or you can go and buy it and look at it every day and feel happy that you did. Okay, my darling. So please take his love. Take his love that is going to be around you for your birthday. He's going to be around you with the family weekend in October, so you can let the whole family know that the uncle's going to be there. Okay, you need one of those. I know he's saying about this dream catcher, and he said you really do need to go and get one because you're really pulled to it. But it's talking about blue. It's talking about blue. He's saying. So I know my personal interpretation of blue is spirit. So I do know that if you're pulled to a dream catcher and it is blue, it just means that a lot of spirit are around you, my darling. Okay, lots of love from Uncle, my darling, and lots of love from a lot of other. There's so many people who would have liked to say hello, but they just haven't got the time. So I really hope that was okay for you. Okay. I know we're coming to the end of the evening, because my guides are letting me know that time is running out really, really quickly. So first of all, I want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you to all of you who have come this evening, because I know that without you, I'd just be talking to myself on the PC, and that would be really sad, wouldn't it? Okay, I've got one more really quick one, okay, because I know I've got 5 minutes, okay? So Karen Gibbons, please. If you can come forward, please, Karen. Very quickly, Karen Gibbons. I do have a gentleman who's coming forward for you, Karen, and I do feel this gentleman would have been your dad. Okay, so if you can just let me know, Karen, if your father is in spirit, please, Karen. Karen, please, we're running out of time. Please be very quickly. If you let me know, because if you can't, I'm going to have to let him go because I'm running out of time. So Karen, please let me know that whether your father's in spirit, please. If it's not dad, it'd be granddad. So please let me know, please. Thank you, Karen. If you can just let me know very, very quickly, it's that I've got a gentleman here. He's coming through with an awful lot of father's love. If you can let me know that whether father's in spirit. If it's not father, it must be your grandfather. So, and it's saying father and not dad. So, okay, thank you very much. Now he's coming in really quickly tonight, and it's he's standing out of breath. I don't know whether he had problems with his breathing, but he's breathing very, very, very heavily at the moment. Okay, so I know that he would have problems with breathing through his life. So I know he would have had problems with either with asthma or COPD or something like that. Okay, so I know that he would have been hard, very hard with breathing. And he's saying that you've been a little bit under the weather recently, and you just can't put your finger on what's wrong, but you just don't feel like yourself. So he just wants to say to you, Karen, that it's nothing that's going wrong physically with you. It's all to do with everything changing spiritually. Okay, because I feel that he knows that you work around with spirit. I don't know, but he's saying you work with spirit, okay, or you communicate with spirit, and he just wants you to know that things are just changing up. I do feel that he is very close to you every single day, okay, and I do know that he just wants you to know that he is going to be one of your gatekeepers, which is absolutely wonderful. To have your dad that close when you're working is so special. So that's why he's coming in very close tonight, my darling, okay? When he works with you, he is making this part of my face feel really, it's not itchy, but it feels a little bit sort of like tickly. So I know that will be his, what you call a calling card. So I'm sure you know what a calling card is. That's how it's making me feel here, as if someone's doing this with me, okay, very gently. So he wants to tell you that. But he also wants to say to you, you've got to stick to your guns. That's what he's saying. You've got to stick to your guns, because someone's trying to change your mind. Someone's trying to either change your mind or change your point of view over something. And he just wants to say to you, you've got to stick to your guns, because it's not them that's having to deal with all the fallout. It'll be you. So just know what you're doing is right, and don't let anyone else think that you're not doing anything right, because it is right. Okay, and that's basically what you want to come in for. And I know I'm really, really short on time. I'm so sorry. I'm rambling on very quickly. Karen, but I'm trying to get everything out. But he just wants you to know that 1, he's going to be your gatekeeper, and 2, stick to your guns and stick to your own points of view and stick to your own principles, because the people who are giving their opinions, which are not wanted, are not going to be the ones who have to pick up the pieces if you take their ill advisement. Okay, so I hope that means something, Karen. So lots of love from Dad. Okay, and again, thank you so much, everyone, for working with me. God bless you all.
Oh, God bless you, Jackie. We've always got time for an extra little message here at Thundersley, and really appreciate you taking the time. We've got Frank's cards coming up, and then we'll come back for a closing prayer, if that's all right.
Yep, that's done fine.
Perfect. All right, friends. Well, good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight and staying with us. Even though we had a cheeky little message at the end there, as you know, Jackie can't get round to everyone in the evening. That's exactly why Frank from our church draws 3 animal cards each week from his pack, and that gives everyone a message for or reading, some thoughts for the week ahead, some uplifting thoughts. So let's see what Frank has for us this week. And at the start of this clip, which Frank recorded earlier, you will find a crystal marking each of the cards. Just tune into one of those, and let's see what we've got.
Good evening. Our first crystal this evening is the amethyst, and with that is the card for the peacock. The peacock symbolises immortality, rejuvenation, and the confidence to move on. It is about birth and rebirth, and rising from the ashes and beginning again. Endings can be challenging, or they can be exhilarating. The famous saying, when one door closes, another opens, may well apply to you at this time. If a door that is closing has been difficult, look for a window of opportunity and a chance to rejuvenate. Bring in the fresh air and grow into something more. The angels will lead you to a more joyful life. If the ending that has presented itself is something you've been hoping for, like the end of a career, maybe, which you no longer enjoy, then celebrate that. Endings always lead to new beginnings, and this is central to the symbolisation of the peacock, a bird often associated with the famed phoenix that rose from the ashes to live again. And the peacock has long been associated with the resurrection of Christ as well. This is a bird of self-confidence and inspiration, and it says, let go, embrace the changes that are coming to you, and seize what is happening now, and know that you will be brought blessings in your life, even if you can't see them right away. And our second crystal is the citrine, and with that goes the card for the hermit. This card is about spiritual enlightenment, the spark of inspiration and the light within you, and how to be a light for others. The hermit is one of the most misunderstood cards. People think it means being alone, and sometimes it does. More often though, it reflects an inward journey of exploration and discovery. It is true that spiritual inspiration frequently comes from meditation and a time of peaceful solitude, but just as often it comes from learning from an enlightenment of others around you. The traditional imagery on this card gives the appearance that the hermit is all alone on a mountaintop. In reality, he's holding up his lamp so that many climbers seeking his light can find him and join with him. For this reason, we also have the firefly, representing the light within and the flashes of great inspirational transformation. It is a perfect symbol. The firefly alone only gives a very small light, which wouldn't be a lot of help. But when there are many of them gathered together, their light shines bright and shows the way ahead clearly. Fireflies ask us to follow this. And just as the seeker is never alone, our fireflies, remember, have told us that they have gathered in great numbers in order to show you that you too are never alone. And if you follow their light, you can follow the path. And our third crystal is the rose quartz, and that goes with the card for the gazelle. The gazelle is about being prepared for any challenges that come your way, prevailing against setbacks and protecting your interests. This card says you're so close to the finishing line. You've worked hard, and what you have created is very impressive. But suddenly, you may be caught off guard by one last annoying detail or problem that has to be taken care of now. But don't worry, the gazelle says all will be okay. You'll get over this hump in the road, just as you've got over all the other challenges on your journey. Just stay determined. Protect the fruits of your labours. Think creatively, as the best path might not be as straightforward and simple as you first thought. Gazelles are incredibly graceful, with the ability to escape danger by moving very fast in an unpredictable manner. They can evade predators by running in a zigzag pattern rather than a straight line, thereby confusing whatever is chasing them. They thus signal the need for you to be flexible and alert at this time. The gazelle has the ability to leap straight up into the air and see over great tall grasses. So it can also represent your ability to assess the situation from a higher viewpoint and act quickly. They can also suggest that you may be involved in the environment and you are a person who is interested in protecting the earth and all its inhabitants by helping others to see the truth that you have seen from your higher viewpoint. 3 cards here tonight, all offering similar advice about moving forward, taking on the next project and being brave to do so. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you, Frank. Some good cards there. All right, friends, let's bring tonight's service to a close. We'll go back to Jackie for a closing prayer, and then I'll play out the closing Vesper as usual. Thank you, Jackie.
Thanks, Rob. Join me, please. Great Spirit, eternal light, thank you so much for allowing me to work within the power of Spirit this evening. Thank you to my guides, helpers, gatekeepers, and inspire us for being with me this evening. And thank you so much for our loved ones who came here and joined us to show that life is truly everlasting. May I ask the energies that's generated here this evening be sent out into the world, not only for us, but for the animal kingdom and, of course, our Mother Earth. I'd like to ask also that a ring of protection be placed around each and every one of us and the homes and families that we all represent until we meet again. Amen.
Well, a big thank you to Jackie for tonight's service. Always a wonderful service, but particularly because you stood in at the last minute for us, where our booked medium wasn't able to join us. So, thank you so much, Jackie. Thank you to our medium in church tonight. That was Stephen Woods, who I think Donna said at the start is new to the church, not a new medium, but first time at our church. So I hope you had a great evening in church, Stephen, and I hope all the congregation enjoyed the service. Thank you to Donna for chairing. We saw Donna earlier. Thank you to Peter for the Bible reading, and thank you to Frank for your cards, as you do every week. Thank you all for joining and watching along online. We really appreciate you being with us and taking part in the service. We will be back, of course, next Sunday at 6:30 again. But until then, have a great week ahead and take care. Good night.